regarding the spring and summer of 2020, we had all had our own unique experience regarding both the pandemic and the George Floyd riots. So when we last left off, my group of friends and I had all fled Los Angeles and scattered across America to different states with our respective families. In February 2021, we arrived in Florida. What we expected was to enter the free state of Florida and join some patriotic revolution to help restore the republic. Contrarily, what we found were people playing golf, tennis, and enjoying the beach, and a whole lot of retired folk. Basically, it was just most people out there enjoying their lives, which was good and bad. I mean, for obvious reasons, the good was we felt safe and everybody was just out having fun. What we internalized as being horrible was that most people we talked to didn't have a clue as to what was going on in the state of California that we had just left. We were kind of like the Martians in town. Now, all of our friends who had scattered across the country to different cities all had similar experiences. However, ours in Florida was probably the most surreal, at least according to the other friends that we were keeping in touch with. In the other cities, most people were at least aware of what was going on. Maybe it's geography, because places like Utah, Arizona, and Texas, you're in closer proximity to California. I don't know. But the people we were encountering in Florida had no clue. Here in Florida, life was great. Almost too good. As I've repeated a few times in other videos, I had become Kevin McCarthy from Body Snatchers. I became the crazy person trying to wake everybody up. And I even had friends in California who thought that everything was fine and that I was crazy for leaving. Yeah. It wasn't Body Snatchers. It wasn't Body Snatchers. It was the Twilight Zone. I am genuinely curious as to what you experienced. I invite you to leave some comments below. One of the biggest transitions that I personally went through was how I received news and information. I have another insert within this series of videos where I discuss where I get my news and information now. Some links are in the description below. So when we arrived here in Southern Florida, I was resolved to purchase a home and get settled as quickly as possible. I was in survival mode. My job was to make certain my family, my wife, and my kids had the means to survive. I was clearly suffering from PTSD regarding our Snake Plissken-like exodus from Los Angeles. That meant acquiring food, water, shelter, and defensive weapons. This is what we did. We bought a house, moved our stuff out of storage, stocked up on legal defensive weapons, purchased plenty of storage food, and my wife and I have now been learning how to harvest renewable water sources and how to grow and cultivate our own food. I was a filmmaker, an attorney, and a volunteer judge. What in the heck did I know about becoming a farmer? I had spent my adult life working in the movie industry in Hollywood or dressed in a suit and tie as an attorney, volunteer prosecutor, or volunteer judge. I did my hunting at the local supermarket. I hadn't been fishing since I was a kid with my dad. What the heck did I know about growing food, hunting, or fishing? Very little. My learning curve was steep. I'm embarrassed as to how unprepared I was. I'm amazed at how much I've learned about survival over the past 3 years. This is where the book comes in. My story, The Gift. 40 years ago, I survived a plane crash. I suppose I've always had it in me. I've always been a survivor, and I was motivated by the desire to help as many people get through this as I could. So in the aftertime, the period I refer to as the pandemic, in the aftertime, my wife was able to work remotely, because that's how things are in the aftertime. I became the homeschool teacher. So while I was homeschooling my 2 girls and, being an attentive and dutiful husband, I was winding down the last few open cases I had in California, winding down my practice, and learning how to cultivate food and survive the collapse of our republic. It was during this period that I decided, in whatever downtime I had, I was now dedicated to writing my book. So join me next time and we'll pretty much wrap up the story and I'll tell you all about it. Until then, remember to hit that like button, join, comment, and share. Remember, everyone wakes up at their own pace, and it's our job to help and educate as many people as possible. God bless America, God bless this podcast, and God bless you. Stay frosty, my friends.